Hi, Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone. I'm Wasirila Aswad and today we will be presenting on roles and function of Public Relation Department in the International Islamic University Malaysia IIUM for group assignment under subject Principle of Public Relation PRO 410. Together with me, I have my team member Nur Syuhada Atika Shahidan and Mohamed Nur Hafiz Hashim. Ladies and gentlemen, a recent statistic from Ministry of Education highlights that Malaysia higher education enrollment for public universities in 2019 alone has achieved about 552,702 students, with a breakdown of 38.66% males and 61.34% are females. Today, there are about 20 public universities and 53 private universities throughout Malaysia, offering various fields of studies. The government of Malaysia has emphasized several initiatives under the National Philosophy of Education and Malaysia Education Blueprint to excel in education through various aspirations and values. Regardless of initiative and numbers of student enrollment mentioned earlier, there is still vast room for improvement in terms of quality of education in higher institutions, especially during this pandemic moment. To maintain the quality of higher education in every university, regardless of the pandemic situation, public relation comes into the picture and take part of the responsibilities. Almost all universities have public relation in the structure of their organization to focus on building a relationship, conveying internal message, as well as solve issues pertaining to the quality of higher education in a university. The audience for public relation consists of either lecturers, employees, or mostly university students. Communication with university students can be a real challenge for public relation, as it involves psychological and communication behavior. Every time news about university students become viral in the media and has a negative opinion in public, the role of public relation becomes very important in delivering the function of communication for universities to maintain its reputation. In this video, we will be focusing on Public Relation Department role at the National Islamic University Malaysia IIUM, specifically on how they build the reputation on the institution as well as maintaining the effectiveness of their internal communication. Other than that, certain issues related to the institution will be highlighted to study further on their coping mechanism and adaptation towards resolving the arising issues. With that, please join me to welcome Nur Syuhada Atika Shahidan to explain further on roles and function of IIUM PR Department, structure of IIUM PR Departments and initiative towards students during pandemic. Then later we will have Mohamed Nur Hafiz Hashim to present on issue faced by IIUM PR Department and how to overcome the issue based on our interview with Mr. Abdul Latif Abdul Rahman, Deputy Director of Administration and Protocol Unit, Office for Communication Advocacy and Promotion.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syuhada Atika binti Shahidan and today I'm going to talk about the role and function of IIUM Public Relation Department. Alright, so first we will see the major role of IIUM Public Relation Department, or in IIUM they call it as a OCAP. OCAP is Office for Communication, Advocacy and also Promotion. So, what did OCAP do to IIUM? So basically, they are representing and promoting IIUM to both the media and public within and outside of the university. They also responsible for all aspects of dissemination of information regarding the activities of IIUM, ranging from press release to responding to news and story on the university. They also deal with inquiries from the media, from the national press to overseas media. They also acting as a spokesperson for media interviews, including the radio and television. They also handling inquiries regarding the activities of the IIUM community, supplying photographic materials, ad hoc media event, or launches and press conference. They also will act as the first point of call for the media in a crisis. So now we will see the structure of IIUM Public Relations Department. As one of the biggest office department in IIUM, under OCAP's office, there are 6 units in total. The 6 units consist of 1. Administration and Protocol Unit. This unit executes administrative works such as filing and documenting important data, and they assist in developing and implementing rules. This unit also is the team that plans royalties and VVIP visit, ceremonies, meetings, and special events. Each event they plan is driven by the expectation of diplomacy between the principal and invited guests. They are educated and experienced in precedence, title and form of address, flag ethic, international protocol, and much more. For example, during the convocation ceremony, since the constitutional head of IIUM is Her Majesty Sri Paduka Baginda the Raja Pemaisuri Agong, so there is a lot of protocols that need to be followed by IIUM. 2. Corporate Promotion, Publication, and Media Unit. In general, this unit oversees the production of various types of prints and online materials, and it's typically employed by university and other institutions that produce and distribute multiple publications. Responsibilities are very according to the employer's needs, but mostly they create and publish promotional material such as newsletter, brochure, and reports. This unit also is the official photographer for IIUM, and they will be at every event that IIUM involves. 3. Gallery Unit. This unit is the person in charge of IIUM Gallery that located in Level 1 Red 3 building. Their duty range from managing correspondence to monitoring visitors. They are typically responsible for special events, the safety of the gallery collection, and also the gallery computer system. They also manage communication with visitors and other outside parties and help set up and break down exhibit, and also coordinate on and outside events. 4. Audio-Visual Service Unit. Since IIUM frequently doing an event either inside the campus or virtually, this unit is essentially the members of the production team who is most focused on the effective, high-quality operation and also audio-visual system and technology. They also maintaining and troubleshooting audio, video, and lighting equipment, preparing and positioning audio, video, and lighting equipment for broadcasting and recording, connecting, tuning, and configuring AV setup to ensure high-quality broadcasting, preparing teleprompter with script, monitoring live feeds to ensure quality, and finding effective means to store and transport AV equipment as and when it is needed. 5. Integrated Information Management Unit. This unit is the collection and management of information from one or more sources and the distribution of the information to one or more audience, and they are the spokesperson for media interviews including radio and television, and they also deal with inquiries from the media. 6. Marketing Unit. This unit completes regular communication, advertising, public relation plans, special event, publication, to ensure the maximum promotion of this university. This unit also targets to achieve the university's student requirement goals, attract faculty and staff, generate income for various programs, and build relationship with various groups.
Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone. Hello Miss Anne. Thank you to Mr. Wasiril for the early introductions and to Ms. Noshuhada for the explanation on the roles of public relations, or known as OCAP, at Islamic International University, Malaysia. Now it's my turn. I'll share with you some of the points from the interview with Mr. Abdul Latif on the crisis or the issues that normally they face at the Islamic International University, Malaysia.
As one of the top-notch universities in Malaysia and other Islamic Muslim countries, International Islamic University Malaysia also facing many issues, not only from the student, but they also have to face many other issues from many angles, such as political issues. In this case study, we had a chance to interview with Mr. Abdul Latif Abdul Rahman, the Deputy Director of Administration and Protocol Units, Office for Communication and Advocacy and Promotion, or also known as OCAP, to get in details the issue and crisis that normally they handle. The first issue that currently is ongoing is the issue regarding about the pandemic COVID-19. With the rising of the COVID case every day and the third wave of COVID-19 hit back Malaysia, IIUM also affected and have to undergo again the total lockdown, especially at their main campus. But however, the measure that been taken by the IIUM management have been misinterpreted by the student. Since the pandemic COVID-19, the IIUM has been taking a drastic move to control the situation inside the campus. IIUM currently under lockdown after the university recorded high cases of COVID-19 and triggered a new cluster named Cluster Jalan Gombak. This came out IIUM proactive measure to lock down the campus to prevent the spread of the virus within the campus community. As a consequence, all students not allowed to go outside the campus unless deemed necessary, such as for vaccination and medical emergency. Now, they have been locked down for more than 3 months. As the result, they have bring up some issue. Some of the groups of students raised their voices regarding about a few issues, and some of them the tweet went viral. With the hashtag with Open the Gates went viral at the social media, especially Twitter, the students keep protests and question to the IIUM management why they have to be grounded at their campus. The issue becomes sensational and captured the media attention when there is an incident where one of the students from India tried to harass an auxiliary university police. The video of the student harassed the auxiliary police also went viral at the social media and get the attention not only media players but also all over the Malaysia. Keep protesting at media social this time they also keep protesting at media social because of the first issue. They keep bring out the other issues like their essential needs like petrol, online game that have been banned in the IIUM server, and also the mental health issue. However, there is an initiative taken by OCAD. IIUM has partnered with ROVR Fuel by Petronas, where they provide refueling services to the student and staff on campus. ROVR will come twice a week and it can be paid by using a debit card. Rover Signature Owl Truck was deployed there at a specific time for refueling of vehicles, ensuring the student could still travel around within campus without much difficulty, especially since this is the final exam season. However, after another issue, they bring up another issue this time. The second issue that has been raised recently is when there is a petition viral on social media from some students who demand the university to lift up the network infrastructure setting against online games. Since they have been locked down for months, all the recreational facilities are closed and the students are not allowed to do any physical activities such as basketball or football. This has caused a mental health issue since they claim that they need some entertainment during their day off to release their stress. And also, OCAD through their media social recently take another initiative by announcing the restriction has been lifted after their discussion with the Information Technology Department ITD. Students can now play the games using IIUM Wi-Fi. The initiative is not only provided at the main campus Gombak, however at the Kuantan and Pago campus too. This initiative gets so much rave review from the students since this is a good to keep some people occupied with their hobbies. There also is other initiative that taken by OCAD department such as Induct project. Under this project, there are a few services provided, but Mr. Latif does highlight the grocery delivery service for the student. During this pandemic, even though there is a convenience store at each mahala, which means mahala is the accommodation by whatever name calls provided by the university for the resident of student, there are some students have a difficulty to get into the convenience store. So this is where the OCAP department came out with this service with a collaboration with Sabah Delivery. Students just need to download the Sabah Delivery apps on their smartphone and choose the delivery date and time. This service to Gombak campus are free of charge, and the student can use a special promo code to get a 5% discount from them. So that is some of the initiative that have been taken by OCAP department during this pandemic COVID-19 to reduce the complaints and also to reduce the issue from the students that have been locked down for almost 3 months. Other than the students' issue and the pandemic COVID-19 crisis, IIUM also facing the political crisis during the appointments of Dr. Masli Malik, the Education Minister, as the President of the International Islamic University Malaysia. The appointment of Education Minister Dr. Masli Malik as a President of the International Islamic University Malaysia IIUM by its constitutional head, the Sultan of Pahang, has attracted a mixed response. While many are convinced that he is qualified for the job, many others also expressed the objection to the appointment, saying that it will affect IIUM autonomy as a university and conflict of interest will arise as he is also the education minister during that time. For instance, while the Chancellor of a public university is appointed by Yang di-Pertuan Agong on the advice of the Education Minister, the constitutional head of IIUM is appointed by the Agong and the advice of the Prime Minister. The constitutions of other public universities allocate a post for Pro-Chancellor, who is appointed by the Chancellor on the advice of the Education Minister. Instead of a Pro-Chancellor, IIUM has a President who is appointed by the constitutional head based on the advice of the Prime Minister. The Chief Executive Officer of the other public university is known as the Vice-Chancellor, whereas in IIUM, he or she is known as a Rector. The constitution of other public universities accord the power to appoint and dismiss Vice-Chancellor and Deputy Vice-Chancellor to the Education Minister. However, the constitutions of IIUM grants the power to appoint and dismiss a rector to the Prime Minister subject to the advice of the President, who is the appointing authority for the deputy rectors. Hence, having Dr. Masli as IIUM President will actually reinstate the advisory rule on the appointment of IIUM office barriers to Education Minister, which is the norm in other public universities. The conflict of interest involves the probability that it will lead to negative effects on the larger public, since the office barrier may put his or her personal interest above the group interest. According to the OCAP department, if they don't have a proper check and a balance system to mitigate this, then it is dangerous. There are already some check and balance measures in the IIUM constitution, since most of the appointments are not in the hands of the Education Minister or the President. Furthermore, OCAP believe that President role is limited, and they believe that in any transition period, IIUM should be lenient by allowing exemption temporarily. The IIUM constitution provides 5 years by the constitutional head, but Dr. Masli is given only 3 years by the constitutional head. The current organizational structure of IIUM and its past experience both seem to indicate that this university might be just fine, if not better, in having a minister as its president. OCAP department has taken a measure and initiative to be as a middle person between the IIUM and the channeling to the media, since this issue captured the attention of Malaysians. To ensure the reputation of IIUM and as an education system that free from political and personal interest, OCAP will work closely with the government's corporate communication to ensure the reputation of both parties, either IIUM or Dr. Masli as the IIUM President and Minister of Education. So that is a little bit of information that I can share with you for the issue and the crisis that normally the IIUM handles, and also the initiative from them.
In conclusion, I would like to thank Shu and Hafiz for the comprehensive presentation. As you can see, public relations in universities has an important role in supporting internal communication, including resolving arising internal issues. Regardless of the role, the public relations department itself cannot fully undertake the role single-handedly. Based on the interview, obstacles that public relations has to overcome are resulting from universities' management policies and students' preference to what they desire. IIUM has its own mechanism in enhancing its internal communication, specifically during pandemic COVID-19. However, it would also be more meaningful if the public relations of IIUM could be more forthcoming with the public. From the interview, we realized that the action taken by IIUM when dealing with crisis are prone to silence in order to moving forward. As a public relations practitioner, there should be more engagement, such as through media social, press release, and further clarification statement on their current issue to avoid more speculation and negative perception from the public. This measure will also make the internal and external audience to become more aware of the situation and ultimately give their support in the decision taken by the IIUM PR departments or administration. With that, I would like to thank you for spending your time with us watching this video. We hope you gain some valuable insight from our presentation. Therefore, till we meet again, I'm Wasiril Aswad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.